For centuries, farmers in dry and mountainous regions faced a difficult challenge: how to grow enough food while using very little water. Long before modern irrigation systems existed, they developed a clever solution: a garden design that could capture water, prevent soil erosion, and produce abundant harvests. So, what exactly is a terrace? At its core, a terrace is a level section of a sloped surface. Think of it as a single step in a giant earthen staircase built upon a hill. Farmers create these flat areas by cutting into the land and moving soil from the high side to the low side. To hold this newly flattened ground in place, they build a retaining wall. The result is a series of narrow, level strips of land that follow the contours of the hill, like lines drawn on a map. A steep, unusable incline becomes a collection of small, manageable gardens. Each terrace acts as an individual plot of land. The construction of these terraces is often a monumental task. It requires hard, physical labor. They curve and bend, following the natural shape of the hill. This organic design ensures each terrace is as stable and effective as possible. The true genius of the terrace lies in its relationship with water. On an unaltered slope, rainwater has nowhere to go but down. It rushes over the surface in sheets, gathering speed and power as it descends. This rapid runoff means very little of the water has a chance to soak into the soil where plants can use it. The terrace fundamentally changes this dynamic. It creates a series of barriers that interrupt the water's journey. When rain falls, it lands on the flat surface of the top terrace. Instead of immediately running off, the water pools and begins to seep gently into the soil. The level ground gives the water time to penetrate the surface, time to move past the top layer of soil, and time to reach the deeper root zones of the plants. If there is more rain than one terrace can absorb, the excess water does not rush destructively downhill. Instead, it spills slowly and gently over the retaining wall onto the terrace below. This process repeats itself all the way down the slope. Each step acts like a small, shallow basin, catching and holding the rain. In this way, a single rainfall is used multiple times as it makes its slow descent. In regions where rain is scarce and unpredictable, this system is a lifeline. It allows farmers to capture the maximum benefit from every single drop. It is a passive irrigation system, powered by gravity and clever design, turning a dry hillside into a more humid microclimate and reducing evaporation by storing water below the surface. The direct result of saving soil and conserving water is a dramatic increase in food production. Terraces make farming possible on land that would otherwise be completely unproductive. Steep, rocky hillsides become new arable land. Each level terrace becomes a fertile plot, ready for planting, crucial where flat valley floors are rare and precious. The soil is deeper and richer because it is no longer being stripped away by erosion. Nutrients are retained. Consistent moisture prevents cycles of flood and drought, allowing plants to grow to their full potential. As a result, the yield of crops like rice, maize, potatoes, vegetables can be significantly higher on terraced land compared to unterraced slopes. Different plants have different needs, and the unique microclimates on each level let farmers match crops to sun and moisture. Grains above, leafy greens below, fruit trees along the edges, stabilizing soil and adding food. Diversity builds resilience against pests and disease. Ultimately, terraces create food security, paying dividends for generations. They show us how to create abundance by working in harmony with the land, proving that even the steepest slopes can nourish life. The practice of terrace farming is not a new invention. It is an ancient art, with roots stretching back thousands of years. Evidence of this remarkable technique can be found all over the world. In the high Andes, the Inca engineered breathtaking stone-walled Andines that climbed impossibly steep slopes, creating microclimates for maize, potatoes, and quinoa. Across Asia, in wetter climates, farmers carved mountains into cascading stairways of rice paddies. For over 2,000 years, the Ifugao rice terraces of the Philippines, often called the eighth wonder of the world, have been tended largely by hand. In the Mediterranean, stone-walled terraces, mureti a secco, captured scarce rainfall, preserved thin soils, and made possible olive groves and vineyards. From Portugal's Douro to the spice gardens of Yemen, the pattern repeats, a shared, elegant response to difficult terrain. These ancient structures are libraries of knowledge, holding lessons in hydrology, engineering, and ecology. The principle is universal, applied in countless cultures across the globe and still speaking a quiet language of sustainability today. Beyond their agricultural benefits, terraces play a crucial role protecting the land and the people who live on it. On a bare slope, rain and wind strip away the fertile topsoil, the most vital layer for plant growth. Terraces combat this directly. Each flat step and its retaining wall form a barrier, catching soil and holding it in place. They also help prevent landslides, breaking one long, unstable slope into shorter, more stable level sections. Plant roots act like a living net, binding soil together. And by slowing and infiltrating rain, terraces avoid sudden waterlogging. A resilient hillside protects homes, roads and villages below, keeps rivers clearer, preserves aquatic habitats and safeguards entire valleys. By anchoring the soil and controlling runoff at the source, terraces are preventative medicine for the earth, a nature-based solution with landscape-wide benefits. It is a quiet revolution, carved into the land itself, one flat step at a time, turning problems of water and food into a beautiful, productive solution. While its origins are ancient, the principle of terrace farming is finding new and vibrant applications in the modern world. Amid water scarcity, soil degradation and climate change, this age-old technique is a powerful tool for sustainable agriculture. Many ancient systems are still actively farmed. Elsewhere, communities restore abandoned terraces to protect watersheds and create new opportunities. Terracing and swales on contour harvest rainwater, build soil and create stable, productive beds. Modern designers pair terraces with mulching, companion planting and agroforestry to build resilient low-input food systems. The same principles that shape entire mountains can be applied to a small backyard. Even in cities, tiered planters and rooftop gardens use terrace design to maximize space and manage water. With satellite imagery and GPS mapping, new terraces can be laid out with precision. Drip irrigation makes every drop count. Researchers study soil biology in ancient terraces to learn how fertility endures, ensuring this gentle wisdom carries forward. The story of the terrace is a quiet one, written on the land in lines of stone and earth. By working with the natural tendencies of the earth, we create lasting abundance. Small, deliberate steps can overcome great challenges, turning a steep, barren slope into a beautiful, productive solution. In a world that prizes speed and scale, the terrace reminds us of the value of careful, steady work and how a level patch of ground can change a landscape and a life. Born of necessity, perfected by time and built with steady hands, it asks for our effort and returns the gifts of soil, water and food. The climbing steps on a mountainside are a hopeful symbol. Even in the most difficult places, we can cultivate life. The wisdom is there, carved into the land, waiting for us to watch, learn, and understand that many small, gentle steps lead to a lasting harvest.